वेलकम बैक। थोड़े टाइम पहले हमको क्वेश्चन मिला था, हाउ डू यू इंक्रीज रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन, क्विक लाइटनिंग लाइक रिस्पॉन्स इन केस समबडी सडनली स्ट्राइक्स यू और अटैक्स यू। एकदम से सामने खड़े होके किसी ने धीरे से चप्पल उतारी और फटाक करके मारा, तो उसको कैसे डिफेंड करेंगे? Basically, that kind of a reflex action we are talking about, this is more like martial arts or self defense centric kind of an action. Let's look at reflex action in a little more separate detail. अभी क्या है कि आप कुछ देखते हैं, उसको आपको पता चलता है, आपके दिमाग में कुछ ना कुछ कैलकुलेशन होती है, उसके बाद आप एक डिसीजन लेते हैं। दैट इज व्हाट the whole thing is called ODA, OODA loop. You might have heard observe, orient, detect, and act. All those things are there. Basically, that kind of a reflex action or that kind of a reaction depends on the health of your brain, whether everything is working properly or not, and just basic everything about your physical and mental health. That will have a lot of impact on these small things. आवाज आ रही है, ओहो मोटर चल रही है, मोटर ऑन नहीं करी थी कि ऑफ नहीं करी थी, अरे मोटर ऑफ करो। गाड़ी आ रही है, गाड़ी हॉर्न बजा रही है, अरे गाड़ी हॉर्न बजा रही है, मैं रास्ते में खड़ा हूँ, हट जाता हूँ। दिस इज, आई एम ऑब्जर्विंग द गाड़ी, आई एम थिंकिंग कि मौत आ रही है तो मैं हट जाऊंगा। दिस इज ऑब्जर्विंग, taking some decision, calculating, and then acting. When you act, you see something, you act, and your body listens to you. This is good. And that basically depends on, of course, your mental, your brain health, and more than that, how you have trained for this kind of fast decision. Of course, mindset kind of a thing is there, because some people would get, I'm not going to say some people would get stuck, and I will not, you'd never know. If something happens all of a sudden, you or me might get just suddenly shocked, you can get stuck. That really happens. But more than that, more than the mindset, more than the health of your brain, and more than the health of your all this neuro reflex, spinal cord में ऐसा neuron जाएगा फिर वापस आएगा, all these things are there. But other than that, you can also do some kinds of meditations are there. You can play small game, small brain games and all these kind of things. छोटे बच्चे खेलते हैं, चिड़िया उड़, तोता उड़, भैंस उड़, कुत्ता उड़, all these games are there. Slowly your brain, the ability to think fast and take an action, all these small games are there. But other than this, coming specifically towards the subject of martial arts or self-defense, now basically, if somebody attacks you suddenly, now again you have to know something has happened, you have to see something is happening, and it's happening against you. You have to decide what to do, and then take a decision, and then act on it. This could be like a defensive something, this could be like a counter attack or whatever. But basically, stuff like this, especially if you are practicing martial arts, you are into sparring, you're into doing this more than 2 or 3 times in a week. That means you're putting yourself in a particular situation more than 2 or 3 times in a week. You're kind of there almost every day. T-shirt में चींटी घुस गई, कोई बात, हम त्याग कर रहे हैं। देखिए कितनी कड़ी तपस्या आपके लिए, ठीक है, चींटी को बाद में देखेंगे। There is only so much reflex action and so much of all that natural things you can develop. There's only so much of calculation you can do if you kind of know you're going to get into a situation almost regularly, like sparring, like all these things. So why not practice for it? There practice comes forward, and this is the trick. The idea is to, now this I heard on an American YouTube channel where they were teaching some kind of room clearing, CQB, and of course I've never touched a gun in my life, but I'll be watching 1 hour videos of these people talking, and but it was very interesting, and because it's all martial arts according to me, they said something like everything that can be made into second nature should be made into second nature, like operating the weapon and stuff like that. Second nature, जैसे यहाँ पे मच्छर काट रहा है तो एकदम से आपको सोचने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है, ऐसा हो जाता है। नहीं तो अगर कुछ गर्म लग रहा है तो एकदम से आप वहां से हट जाते हैं। वो आपका एक रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन है, वो सेकंड नेचर है। प्रैक्टिस से, ऑफ कोर्स वो प्रैक्टिस नहीं चाहिए होती, आई एम सेइंग प्रैक्टिस से, जैसे एकदम से रेड लाइट आई तो आपने सोचे बिना गाड़ी का ब्रेक दबाया, दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ प्रैक्टिस एंड दैट हैज बिकम योर सेकंड नेचर। दिस इज important. This is important. Everything that can be made into second nature should be made into second nature, so that you can read and look and focus what all is going in front of you. So that was what was said, and it was very interesting, because that's basically what all of martial arts and what all the self defense, we are all trying to do the same thing. We're trying to practice, we're trying to be good at handling your body, your emotion, your defense, your reactions, so that an already difficult situation becomes like 20-30% easy, and then you can actually think what to do. जैसे कि मैथ्स का एग्जाम हो, तो मेरे जैसे के पास आप आके पूछें कि ये वाला सवाल आउट ऑफ सिलेबस है कि नहीं है, मुझे नहीं पता, मुझे सिलेबस नहीं पता, आउट ऑफ सिलेबस क्या होता है। लेकिन कुछ लोग होते हैं जो प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर वगैरह पढ़ के आते हैं, तो उनको पता है कि ये सवाल उन्होंने देखा, हाँ, they don't have to calculate, they don't have to think, they don't have to look and count the number of ants on the ceiling like me. They know what to do. They saw, because they have practiced, they just skipped one step, that is the calculation step. They skip that and they know exactly what to do. इसीलिए हम पास नहीं होते हैं, वो लोग पास होते हैं, ठीक है। That's what we're saying. You can kind of work on your reflex, but if it is a little specific like fighting or this kind of thing, that kind of thing, depends on practice, है कि नहीं। चलो ठीक है, बढ़िया। अंधेरा हो रहा है, बहुत देर से चींटी काट रही मुझे।
मैं जानता हूँ आप लोगों को मेरी बहुत परवाह रहती है, इसलिए मैं अपना हेल्थ अपडेट देने आया हूँ। बिना झाड़े मैंने कपड़े पहने थे, रस्सी से डायरेक्ट, उसमें थी चींटियाँ। खोल के देखा, अब मेरे को दूसरी बार नहाना पड़ा है, और ऐसी ऐसी जगह पे काटा है, मैं आपको यहाँ पे तो नहीं बताऊँगा। तो थोड़ी शर्म लाज कुछ है तो वीडियो लाइक कर देना, ठीक है। नहीं बताओ, डेडिकेशन में इंसान के फोड़े हो गए ऐसी जगह पे जहाँ पे क्रीम नहीं लगा सकते।